everyone. Welcome back to Easy English Daily. I'm Anna.
And I'm David. It's so good to see you all here today.
You know what, David? I was talking to my friend yesterday, and she said something interesting. She said, Anna, I can introduce myself in English, but when someone asks about my job, I freeze. My mind goes completely blank.
That's so relatable. And here's the thing. Talking about your job is one of the most common conversations you'll have in English. At parties, at networking events, even on a plane.
Exactly. And today, we're not just teaching you the basics. Oh, no. We're going deeper. We're giving you the secrets to sound natural, confident, and interesting when you talk about work.
If you leave before the end, you'll miss our special mini game and some mistakes that even intermediate learners make.
So stay with us. Let's dive in.
So, Anna, imagine this. You're at a coffee shop and someone sits next to you and asks, "So, what do you do?"
Oh, that's a classic conversation starter. And you know what? Most people just say their job title and silence. Awkward silence.
Right. But what if you could turn that simple question into an engaging conversation? What if you could make people remember you?
That's exactly what we're going to teach you today. We'll cover how to describe your job, your daily routine, your work environment, and even your future dreams.
And here's something cool. We'll show you the difference between sounding like a robot and sounding like a real person.
Before we jump in, if you love learning English in a fun and easy way, please hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share this video with your friends who are learning English.
Your support means everything to us. All right, Anna, let's get started.
Let's go. Okay, so let's start with the basics, but with a twist. When someone asks, "What do you do?" most people say, "I'm a teacher," or "I'm a designer." And that's okay, but
But it's boring. Sorry, but it's true. You want to add just a little bit more to make it interesting.
exactly. So instead of just saying, "I'm a teacher," you can say, "I'm an English teacher and I work with young children." See? Now people can ask you more questions.
Yes, or I'm a graphic designer and I create logos for small businesses. Much better, right?
Right. Now, here's something interesting. There's a big difference between saying, "I'm a teacher," and "I work as a teacher."
Ooh, explain this, Anna.
Sure. When you say, "I'm a teacher," it sounds like this is your identity, your career. But when you say, "I work as a teacher," it sounds more temporary, like maybe you're doing this job now, but it might change.
That's a great point. So if teaching is your passion, say, I'm a teacher. But if you're teaching while studying something else, you might say, I work as a teacher.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about where you work. You can say, "I work for a company," or "I work at a school."
And if you're your own boss, you can say, I'm self-employed, or I run my own business. That sounds impressive.
It does. David, what about you? How do you introduce your job?
Well, I usually say, I'm an English content creator, and I help people learn English through fun videos and podcasts.
Perfect. See how he added what he does and who he helps? That's the secret formula.
And you, Anna?
I say, "I'm a language coach and presenter for Easy English Daily, and I love making English learning simple and enjoyable."
Beautiful. Now, let's talk about responsibilities. This is where many people struggle.
Yes. The key is to use simple phrases like "I'm responsible for," or "My main task is," or "I deal with."
For example, I can say, I'm responsible for creating educational content, or my main task is to make English fun and easy to understand.
Great. And here's a useful phrase, "I handle," like "I handle customer complaints," or "I handle social media marketing."
Ooh, and another one, I manage. For example, I manage a team of 5 people, or I manage the company's website.
Yes. Now, here's something most people don't know. When you're talking about your job, you should think about your audience.
What do you mean?
Well, if you're talking to another person in your industry, you can use technical words. But if you're talking to someone outside your field, keep it simple.
Oh, so if I'm a software developer talking to another developer, I might say, I work with React and Node.js. But if I'm talking to my grandmother, I'd say, I create websites and apps.
Exactly. Always adjust your language to your listener.
Now, let's pause for a second. I want you, our listeners, to think about this question. How would you introduce your job in English? Think about it for 5 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Did you think of something? Good. Now, here's a challenge. Can you add one more sentence to make it more interesting?
Yes. For example, instead of just saying, I'm a nurse, try, I'm a nurse, and I work in the emergency room. So every day is different and exciting.
I love that. See how the second version makes people want to know more?
Exactly. And that's the goal, to start a conversation, not end it.
All right, now let's move to something super practical, your daily routine at work.
Okay, David, so now people know what you do. But what does your day actually look like?
Right. This is where you can really paint a picture. And the good news is, it's not complicated.
Not at all. Let's start with the time. You can say, I start work at 9 a.m. or my workday begins at 8:30. Simple.
And here's a common mistake. Many people say, I start work at 9 o'clock a.m., but we don't need a clock when we say a.m. or p.m.
Good catch. Just say 9 a.m. or 9 in the morning. Much more natural.
Now, let's talk about what happens during your day. Most jobs have some common activities: checking emails, attending meetings, working on projects.
Yes. So you might say, first thing in the morning, I check my emails and reply to urgent messages.
Or, I usually start my day with a team meeting where we discuss our tasks for the day.
Exactly. And here's a phrase I love. Then I dive into my main work. It means you start focusing on your most important tasks.
Ooh, that's a great one. Dive into sounds so much better than just, I start my work.
Right? Now, what about lunch? In many countries, lunch culture is different.
True, and some places, people take a long lunch break, maybe an hour or even 2 hours.
In other places, it's just 30 minutes. So you can say, I usually take my lunch break around noon, or I grab a quick lunch at my desk because I'm usually busy.
And if you're social, you might say, I love having lunch with my colleagues. We chat and relax together.
That's nice. Now, here's something interesting. The word colleague and coworker, they mean the same thing.
Yes, colleague sounds a bit more formal, and coworker is more casual, but both are correct.
Perfect. Now, let's talk about the afternoon. What do you do after lunch?
Well, for me, I usually say, in the afternoon, I continue with my projects. I might have 1 or 2 more meetings, and I try to finish my tasks by 5 p.m.
Good. And if you work with different time zones, you might say, sometimes I have calls with international clients, so my schedule can be flexible.
Ooh, yes. And speaking of flexible, let's talk about different work styles.
Right. Some people work from 9 to 5, very structured. Others have flexible hours.
If you have flexible hours, you can say, I have flexible working hours, so I can start anytime between 8 and 10 a.m.
And if you work from home, you might say, I work remotely, or I work from home most days.
Now here's a question for our listeners. Pause this video for 3 seconds and think, what time do you start work or school?
Think about it. 1, 2, 3.
Got it? Great. Now, can you say it in English? Practice saying, I start work at, or I start school at.
Good job. Now let's talk about something really important, breaks.
Yes, breaks are essential. You can say, I take a short coffee break around 10:30, or I stretch my legs every couple of hours.
Exactly. And here's an interesting cultural thing. In some countries, taking breaks is encouraged. In others, people feel guilty about taking breaks.
That's so true, but here's the thing. Breaks make you more productive, so don't feel bad about them.
Absolutely. Now, what about ending your day? How do you say that?
You can say, I usually finish work around 5, or I wrap up my day at 6 p.m. Wrap up means to finish or complete.
I love that phrase, wrap up. And if you work late sometimes, you can say, sometimes I work overtime when we have tight deadlines.
Yes, a tight deadline means you don't have much time to complete something. The deadline is very close.
Exactly. So now you can describe your whole workday from start to finish.
But wait, there's more. Let's talk about your work environment.
All right, David, so we know what people do and when they do it, but where do they do it? This is super interesting.
Oh, yes, because nowadays, work environments are so diverse. Some people work in fancy offices, some work from their bedroom, and some work outdoors.
True. So let's start with the traditional one, the office. You can say, I work in an office downtown, or I work in a corporate office building.
And if you want to be more specific, you can say, I work in an open plan office. That means there are no walls. Everyone can see each other.
Right. Some people love open offices because they're collaborative. Others don't like them because they're noisy.
Exactly. So you might say, I like my open office, but sometimes it's hard to concentrate because it's noisy.
Perfect. Now, what about remote work? This became super popular recently.
Oh, yes. If you work from home, you can say, I work remotely, or I'm a remote worker, or simply, I work from home.
And here's a fun phrase. My commute is just 10 steps from my bed to my desk.
I love that. No traffic, no stress.
But seriously, working from home has advantages and disadvantages. You can say, I love working from home because I save time on commuting, but sometimes I miss the social interaction with colleagues.
That's a balanced answer. Now, what about hybrid work? That's popular too.
Yes, hybrid means you work some days at the office and some days at home. You can say, I have a hybrid schedule. I work from the office on Mondays and Wednesdays and from home the rest of the week.
Nice. And some people work outdoors, like construction workers, gardeners, park rangers.
Right. They might say, I work outdoors, so I'm always moving and getting fresh air. It's great, but it can be tough in bad weather.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about the atmosphere. Is your workplace formal or casual?
This is important. A formal workplace usually means you wear business clothes like suits and ties. You might say, my workplace is quite formal. We have a strict dress code.
And a casual workplace is more relaxed. My workplace is casual. We can wear jeans and t-shirts, and everyone is friendly and relaxed.
Yes, and here's a great word, laid back. It means very relaxed and easygoing. My office has a laid back atmosphere.
I love laid-back workplaces. Now, what about your relationships with coworkers?
Ugh, this is so important. Good coworkers can make a difficult job enjoyable, and bad coworkers can make an easy job stressful.
So true. You can say, my coworkers are really supportive. We help each other out. Or, I work with a great team. We get along well.
And if you want to be honest about challenges, you might say, most of my colleagues are nice, but sometimes we have different working styles, so we need to compromise.
That's a diplomatic way to put it. Now, let's talk about some useful vocabulary. Anna, what's a deadline?
A deadline is the time you must finish something. I have a deadline next Friday, so I'm working hard this week.
Yes, and deadlines can be stressful. You might hear people say, I'm up against a deadline. That means the deadline is very close.
Ooh, good one. What about boss? That's your manager, the person who supervises you.
Right, you can say, my boss is very understanding, or I have a meeting with my boss this afternoon.
And here's an interesting thing. In some cultures, you call your boss by their first name. In others, you use their title, like Mr. Smith or Miss Johnson.
True, it depends on the company culture. Now, what about client?
A client is someone you provide services to. If you're a designer, your clients are the people who hire you to design things.
Exactly. I have a meeting with a new client tomorrow, or I'm working on a project for a difficult client.
Yes, sometimes clients can be challenging. Now, here's a quick mini game for our listeners.
Ooh, I love games.
Okay, I'm going to say a workplace situation, and you tell me if it's formal or casual. Ready?
Ready.
Uh, Everyone wears suits and speaks politely.
Formal.
You can bring your dog to work.
Casual.
You need to schedule meetings 3 weeks in advance.
Formal.
You can have lunch breaks whenever you want.
Casual.
Perfect. Now, listeners, think about your workplace or school. Is it formal or casual?
Great question. And now let's talk about something really personal. Job satisfaction.
All right, David, now we're getting into the interesting stuff. Do you love your job?
I do. I really do. But you know what? Not everyone feels that way, and that's okay to talk about.
Exactly. So let's learn how to express both positive and negative feelings about work in a natural way.
Right. If you love your job, you can say, I really enjoy my job, or I love what I do.
And you can explain why. I love my job because it's creative and challenging, or I enjoy my work because I help people every day.
Beautiful. Now, what if you like your job, but it's not perfect?
This is where it gets real. You can say, I like my job, but sometimes it's stressful. Or, my job is good, but the hours are long.
Yes, and here's a great phrase. It has its ups and downs. That means sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good.
I use that all the time. My job has its ups and downs, but overall, I'm happy.
Perfect. Now, what about the parts you enjoy most?
You can say, what I enjoy most is working with my team. Or, the best part of my job is seeing the results of my work.
Nice. And what about the parts you don't enjoy?
Be careful here. Don't complain too much. You can say, what I enjoy least is probably the paperwork. Or, the most challenging part is dealing with tight deadlines.
See how Anna said challenging instead of bad? That's smart. It sounds more professional.
Exactly. Always try to stay positive, even when talking about difficulties.
Yes, employers and colleagues love people who want to improve.
Now, here's an interesting question. What if someone asks, are you looking for a new job?
Ooh, tricky question. If you are, you can say, I'm open to new opportunities, or I'm exploring other options.
That sounds diplomatic. And if you're not looking, you can say, I'm happy where I am right now. Or I'm not actively looking, but I'm always open to interesting opportunities.
Smart answer. Now, let's talk about the future. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, David?
Haha, the classic interview question.
Well, I can say in the future, I'd like to grow my YouTube channel and reach more English learners around the world.
That's wonderful. And that's how you express future goals. You can use I'd like to, or I want to, or I hope to.
Yes, for example,
I hope to become a manager in the next few years, or I'd like to start my own business someday.
Exactly. And what about skills? What skills do you want to develop?
You can say, I want to improve my public speaking skills, or I'd like to learn more about digital marketing.
Perfect. And here's something important. Always sound enthusiastic about learning and growing.
Yes, employers and colleagues love people who want to improve.
Now, let's talk about the dream job. Everyone has one.
Haha, true?
So, Anna, what's your dream job? My dream job is to travel the world teaching English and experiencing different cultures. What about you?
I'd love to write books about language learning and inspire millions of people.
Those are beautiful dreams. Now, listeners, what's your dream job? Think about it.
And here's a tip. When you talk about your dream job, use phrases like, my dream job would be, or ideally, I'd love to.
Yes, like ideally, I'd love to work as a wildlife photographer, or my dream job would be working for an international organization.
Beautiful. Now, before we move on, let's do a quick reality check.
What do you mean?
Well, here's something most people don't tell you. It's okay if you don't love your job. Not everyone has their dream job, and that's completely normal.
Oh, David, that's so important to say. You know, many people work to pay bills to support their families, and that's honorable.
Exactly. You can say, my job isn't my passion, but it provides stability for my family. Or, I work to live, I don't live to work.
That's honest and real. And here's another thing. Your job doesn't define who you are.
Yes, you might be an accountant by day, but a musician by night. You might be a teacher at work, but an artist in your free time.
Exactly. So don't feel bad if your job isn't your entire identity.
All right, now let's talk about something super practical, how to ask other people about their jobs.
Yes, because conversation is a two-way street. Section 5. Asking others about their jobs and common mistakes.
Okay, Anna, so we've learned how to talk about our jobs, but what about asking other people?
This is so important because you want to show interest and keep the conversation going.
Exactly. So the most basic question is, what do you do? Super simple.
Yes, but you can make it warmer by saying, so what do you do for work? Or what kind of work are you in?
Ooh, what kind of work are you in? Sounds more natural and conversational.
Right. And after they answer, don't just say, oh, okay, and stop. Ask follow-up questions.
Yes, like how long have you been doing that? Or how did you get into that field?
Perfect. Those questions show real interest. You can also ask, what's a typical day like for you?
I love that question. It opens up the conversation. And here's another good one. What do you enjoy most about your job?
Yes, that's positive and encouraging. And if you want to know about challenges, you can ask, what's the most challenging part of your work?
Good one. Now, here's what not to ask, at least not immediately.
Ooh, tell us.
Don't ask about salary. How much do you make is too direct and can be uncomfortable.
So true. In most English-speaking cultures, talking about money is private.
Exactly. If you're curious, you might ask later when you know the person better, or you can search online for average salaries in that field.
Good advice. Now, let's talk about some common mistakes that learners make when discussing jobs.
Oh, yes, this is important. Mistake number 1, confusing job and work.
Explain this, David.
Sure. Job is countable. You say, I have a job, or I'm looking for a new job. But work is uncountable. You say, I have a lot of work today, not I have a lot of works.
Exactly. You can say, I go to work, but not I go to job.
Right. Another mistake is saying, I make homework instead of I do homework, or I make my job instead of I do my job.
Yes, we make things like money, food, or mistakes, but we do activities like work, homework, or exercises.
So remember, I do my work, not I make my work.
Perfect. Now, here's another common mistake, verb tenses.
Oh, yes. Many learners say, I work here since 3 years.
But the correct way is, I have worked here for 3 years. Or, I've been working here for 3 years.
Right. When you talk about something that started in the past and continues now, use present perfect.
Exactly. I've worked here since 2020. Or, I've been a teacher for 5 years.
Great examples. Now, one more mistake. Being too negative about your current or previous job.
Oh, this is important. Even if you hated your last job, don't say, my boss was terrible and the company was awful.
No. Instead, focus on what you learned or why you're ready for something new.
Yes. Say something like, I learned a lot at my previous company, but I'm looking for new challenges. Or I'm ready to take the next step in my career.
Much better. Always stay professional and positive.
Exactly. Now, listeners, let's do a quick practice. Imagine someone asks you, what do you do? Can you answer in 3 sentences?
Sentence 1, your job title. Sentence 2, where you work or what you do. Sentence 3, something interesting about it.
Try it. Pause the video and practice out loud.
Don't be shy. Speaking out loud is the best way to improve.
All right, give yourself 10 seconds. Go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How did you do? Did you complete all 3 sentences?
If you did, amazing. If not, don't worry. Keep practicing.
Yes, practice makes progress, not perfection. All right, Anna, I think we've covered so much today.
We really have. Let's wrap this up.
Wow, David, what a journey today. We covered so much about talking about jobs in English.
We really did. From introducing your job, describing your daily routine, talking about your work environment, to expressing job satisfaction and future goals.
And don't forget, we also learned how to ask others about their work and avoid common mistakes.
Exactly. Now, remember, the key to sounding natural is practice. Don't try to memorize everything. Just pick 2 or 3 phrases that feel right for you and start using them.
Yes, start small. Maybe today, practice introducing your job in 3 sentences. Tomorrow, add your daily routine, step by step.
Every little step matters, and remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being confident and clear.
So true. Now, before we go, we have a question for you. Leave a comment below and tell us, what do you enjoy most about your job? Or, if you're a student, what's your dream job?
Yes, we love reading your comments. It helps us create better content for you.
And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a big thumbs up. Share it with your friends who are learning English.
And don't forget to subscribe to Easy English Daily. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our new videos.
We post new content every week to help you improve your English naturally and confidently.
All right, everyone, keep practicing, keep growing, and remember, every conversation is a chance to improve.
Turn small, daily actions into English practice and make English part of your life.
Thank you so much for watching.
See you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Oh, wait, before you go.
Yes, we have something exciting to share.
Next week, we're diving into a topic that many of you have requested.
That's right. We're going to teach you how to handle job interviews in English.
Imagine this. You walk into an interview room feeling confident, knowing exactly what to say, how to answer those tricky questions, and how to make a great impression.
We'll cover the most common interview questions, the best answers, and the mistakes you must avoid.
Plus, we'll share some insider secrets that even native speakers don't always know.
You don't want to miss this. It could change your career.
So, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on.
Until then, keep practicing, keep thinking in English, and happy learning.
Remember, English is not just a subject. It's a skill that opens doors.
See you next time on Easy English Daily.
Bye.